the Canucks franchise. Hopefully you can hear a difference in my voice because I got my new headset today and I'm very excited about that. So let me know if you can hear me a little better. I'll hopefully have all the settings figured out and hopefully I'm not too loud. Anyway, so if you watch part one, we made it all the way to the trade deadline and then stopped there because we were also in the middle of the previous franchise mode where we failed to make it to the cup. So I just started a new one and now we're at the second part of that. So we're gonna start here at the trade deadline. The team, as far as I remember, is not in very good shape. Elias Pettersson is playing like a beast, of course, but the team is only 29, 30, and 3. So I'm going to quickly take a look and see what the players are doing, who is struggling and who is not. So they have Pearson on the first line, Horvat on the third line. Doesn't look like Horvat is struggling. Doesn't look like Shen is struggling or Miller. So I don't know what's happening. Everyone seems to be playing decently. Except for Pearson, I guess. But I mean, Brassard's not playing that great. Baerchi's a minus 16. Got it to minus, oh my goodness. So it's the fourth line? Can't be the whole problem though. What's happening here? Is it our defense? Our defense isn't doing that great. So I think from the last stream I remember mentioning that the coach, this team doesn't get along with the coach in what the strategies, so they don't fit with the strategies the coach wants. So I'm gonna take a quick look and see if there's better coaches available. I did change that setting because the computer automatically hired a really bad coach. It doesn't look like there's any good coaches except for this Doyle guy. And he fits 68%, but it's a little lopsided because it's got only a few guys that are really high and the rest are really low. So it's a little skewed. And the rest of them are associate coaches. So there's slim pickings in the coach department. So let's take a look at the strategies. See, in my opinion, you want your team to be at least passive or aggressive in the forecheck. You want them to go after the blue line, not the red line. Defensive pressure, I think they're skilled enough to be a puck side attack defense. Penalty kill diamond is always a killer because you're screening your goalie. So we'll move it to a passive box. Power play umbrella is fine. Power play, I think it should be balanced, the carry dump. And then, let's see, behind the net. I think overload is good for Petey's line. Behind the net's fine for line 2. Crash the net is fine for line 3. And no, so let's do crash the net for line 4. So line 3 and 4 should be crashing the net. Line 1 should be pinching, so that's fine. Of the pairing 1. Pairing 2 I think should be more balanced. I think that works better as if they're balanced. And then pairing 3, I think they should be holding the line more, and then cycle shoot should be balanced. So I think that works. We'll see if that changes anything. Just gotta think here. Should I make any trades? Maybe Bufflin needs to be playing on the second pairing or something. I don't know. But they're getting killed in the plus-minus department. Holtby's not playing that well. Demko's not playing that well. I don't know if there's many trades I can make. Maybe we'll try and upgrade the fourth line a little bit more. Get more defensive players on there. I mean, Tyler Mott, his coach doesn't like putting him in the lineup. They don't like putting Bailey in the lineup either, so I think we're gonna trade Berchi, and we're gonna trade Howerlick as well. We'll try and upgrade that fourth line. Okay, so let's put Berchi and Howerlick on there. They're not worth too much. But I mean, fourth liners aren't crazy in the value department anyways. So I'm not too worried with that. Danton Heinen. He's the third scoring line forward. We need somebody who's got a good two-way game. See, Christian Fischer might be a good pickup. I know he's minus 14, but he's playing on a different team. And he's playing on the third line, so if we give him sheltered minutes, he might play better. And he can jump up onto the third or second line if we have injuries anyways, because he's got the offensive ability. And his trade value isn't crazy. I don't know about Tyler Pitlick though. I think we're gonna check a different team. We might come back for the other player. Gergensons might be a good pickup. So many big minus players playing on the bottom lines. I might bring Josh Levo back. It says he's a third checking line forward, but he will fit on the fourth line, I think. Let's bring Josh Levo back. He's making almost minimum. And Sam Bennett. He's making a little more than I'd like, but what is it? 1 year left on it anyways, and we should have the cap space. I'll quickly check, but he's an upgrade on Bearchi. Him and Levo are an upgrade on Bearchi and Howerlook. And I can just throw in another player or draft pick or something. Let's see what that does. No, they don't want to do it. We have lots of cap space. Maybe if I do... I'm giving up so many draft picks. 5th and a 6th. No. You know what, let's just check the free agency. Anthony Duclair is still a free agent, huh? That's interesting. I wonder if he would fit on that third line and bump somebody else. How much is he asking? Not very much. What do we have? Yeah, so what if we sign Colin Wilson? Solid fourth liner. It says he's a third line checker, so he'll fit great on the fourth line. And then we sign Duclair. He can either play on the fourth line or do something on the third line, because we've got Pearson struggling a bit, so maybe Duclair could push Pearson down to the third or fourth line. I don't want to change too much else in the lineup. Just because they're doing well offensively, it's just defensively. And there's not much I can really do about that other than change the strategies, because like I can't just switch out a good defenseman for a different good defenseman. It's not gonna change much. So let's go into the trade deadline and see what happens. See if we get any offers, but also to see if anybody else trades anything. Wow, they're trading Taylor Hall for some reason. Well, I guess they only have him on a 1 year, so they're trying to get something for him, because he probably won't re-sign with them. It is Buffalo, so... Landeskog, he's got 1 year left. Jonathan Taves, making way too much money. Oh, Anaheim made a trade. They traded Shattenkirk and a third to Colorado for Brendan Saad. Why are they trading away Brendan Saad? I guess I could try and upgrade the defense. Let's see if, oh, Colorado made another trade. Colorado trades Connor Timmins and Matt Calvert to Nashville for a third, fourth, and Boriwecki. It's kind of a boring trade, but, yeah. Okay, so, let's see. We're trying to find a D. We can try and move Sven Berchi. And we can try and move... Oh, Toronto made a trade. What are they doing? They trade Timothy Liljegren, Abramov, and a third, and Nimila to Buffalo for Taylor Hall. Wow, so Toronto picked up Taylor Hall and Brandon Montour for Liljegren and a couple other pieces. That's a crazy trade. I wonder how they did that financially. Well, I guess we took Nylander from them, so they had the space, I guess. Detroit makes a trade. Some prospects, it looks like, to Chicago for Johnny Taves. Wow, they took on Johnny Taves and Seabrook. Interesting. I wonder if they're going for a run or something. Okay, so let's try and get a D here. We gotta get Howard out of here and Berchi out of here. Let's see, Boston is interested in them. What do they have on defense? San Jose trades Vlasic and Nieto and a pick to Boston for 2 second rounders. Wow, that's a haul. 2 second rounders? Wow, for Vlasic on that deal that he's on right now. He's got $7 million for 6 years still, and he's 33. That's a good deal. Okay, let's see. Kevin Miller, 1 year at 1.25. He's 80 overall. He's a top 6. It's a defensive defenseman, which might work in our favor since we need defensive-minded players. It says he fits on all our pairings, so that might be helpful, even though he's a minus player right now. John Moore's making a little bit more, and he's got 3 years left. I don't know if I want that. I think Kevin Miller might be the best deal here. Nashville trades a second and a third to Minnesota for Nick Bonino and a third and Marcus Johansson. That trade should work. I might even get to squeeze out a little a draft pick out of them too. Let's see. Nope. Move it down to maybe a 6th. No. Okay, let's just try it without. No, they don't even want to do it that way. I'm not that desperate. Oh, Carolina's trading Nedeljkovic for Dubnyk, goalie for goalie, and some other pieces. Who's worth more? I think it's Berchi that's causing the issues here for them. If I give them like all my 7th rounders and then ask for maybe a 4th, would that even it out? Maybe if I ask for a 3rd? Could I get a 3rd back? No, I wasn't expecting that to happen. No. Can I get a 6th? No. Okay, I'm not that desperate. We'll just hold on to what we have and hope that those other players sign with us. Okay, so I think enough has happened here. We're gonna get out of the trade deadline here. Looks like Toronto's been the big winner from what I've seen, getting Taylor Hall in that lineup. All we can really hope is the team picks it up, because we were above 500 about around November, and then I think things start to drop off in December, January-ish. And then we hit a win-loss pattern where we just won a couple, lost a couple, won one, lost one, so that's not helpful. Yeah, the big trade here is the Taylor Hall trade to Toronto. Ooh. Bogosian is on waivers. Let's see what he's like. I could just pick him up for just to see. He's a defensive defenseman. He's a depth defenseman, but he is a defensive defenseman. It can't hurt to pick him up. It can't hurt. So we'll see if he can help us out too. Okay, so let's sim the rest of this month, and then we'll hopefully find out if those guys re-sign with us. Robert Haig is on waivers. He's also a depth defenseman, and his skating's a little better than Bogosian's. I can just grab him. You know what? I can send anyone down or put them all in waivers that I don't want. Say, okay, so Colin Wilson accepted. Anthony Duclair accepted. Perfect. So I think that actually helps our lineup pretty good. Maybe more than defenseman I just claimed off waivers. So I'll just do the lineup how I think it should look. The coach is gonna make changes anyways as the season goes along. Because I think these people I signed and claimed will still be in the minors, so I have to call them up. I'll send Berchi down because he's having a bad season. So we'll call up Duclair, call up Wilson, we'll call up Haig, and then we'll go back to the NHL. We will send down Howerlick and Berchi. And then, what's Delzato doing? Should he stay up? Yeah, he's good plus minus. He's doing well, so we'll keep him up. Oh no, we can't. We gotta send somebody down. We'll send Josh Bailey down since they're not even playing him anyways. He can get some playing time in the AHL, so we'll do that. And then some of those players are will be on waivers. It doesn't matter too much. I have a lot of players, so I don't think anybody got claimed. New best lines. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so look at that third line. That's really a second or first line. For some reason, they have them on the have these guys on the third line, but that makes the lineup a little more, a little deeper. So that doesn't hurt at all. And they still have Delzato on there with Schmidt, so it can't hurt to have that depth though. Alright, let's see what happens. If nothing happens, if we can't even make the playoffs, then I don't even know. Should I just start from scratch again, or should I keep going and see if we can win in year 2? Alright, so we did win those 3 games we had at the end of this month there, so that's not too bad. A good start. Yeah, another win. Let's see what Toronto does. 3-2 loss. Beat Edmonton, so that's not too bad. Still doing the win-loss thing. Oh, there's a big 6-0 win in New York. Yeah, more losses. Lost win, lost win. I don't know if we're gonna make it here. We're at the end of March. We beat Calgary, we beat Ottawa. Oh, we're on a winning streak. Could we squeak in if we keep winning? Oh, we're on a big win streak here. It looks like we could squeak in. We're in 4th in the Pacific. So this is actually big. These next 3 games to end the season are huge. Because it looks like we're right on the bubble. Let's take a look at how our player seasons went. Yeah, so PD had a decent year, even though he was being held back playing with Pearson. Looks like they put Miller back on the first line where he belongs, which is great. He had a 30+ goal season, 60+ points. He looked like he got hurt at some point. PD also got hurt, but he still had 85 points. Besser got 30 goals, which it's hard to get him to get 30 goals in this game sometimes, because he doesn't get along with the coaches that get along with PD. So you usually have to separate them, but looks like he had a good season. Nylander had a good season. Shen had a good season. Duclair only had 5 points in the 11 games he played. That's not too bad. That's second line production. Pearson had an alright year. That's what you kind of expect with his 82 overall. Brassard was kind of iffy. Vertanen 30 goals, but only 15 assists. I guess that's kind of what you expect from him. He's more of a shooter, not much of a disher. I got Tyler Mott playing, so somebody must be hurt. Gaudette had an okay year. He fixed his plus-minus pretty well. He's only a -6 now, as opposed to like I think he was what, a -12 or 20 or something. Colin Wilson playing decent, 5 points as well in his 11 games that he played. So it looks like those ads helped out. Hughes fixed his plus-minus, but he only ended up with 7 goals. Bufflin he fixed his plus-minus too. It's still a -6, but it's a lot better than, what was it, -11 or something. And he had 15 goals. Philip Hronek had a good season. And Edler had a good season. Schmidt had a really good season playing on the bottom pairing. And Del Zotto had a pretty decent bottom pairing season. Holtby, yeah, that's a rough one. 26 wins. And Demko, that's a rough one too. They had rough seasons. Haig played 12 games. Horvat's hurt, there we go, we were missing Horvat. 58 points in 74 games, that's okay. That's about what you expect from him. Lots of penalties though. So Horvat's hurt. The lineup's still pretty stacked with him hurt. It'll be even better when he comes back. Let's check to see where he is in his recovery. So he'll be back in April 26th. So he'll be back if we do make the playoffs. He'll be back, let's see, we're in April. Yeah, so he'll be back for the second round if we do make the playoffs here. About around there. So let's do the live simming on these last 3 games. I will not jump in, because these are really important games. Alright, let's get through the first here. No scoring. We scored. Bufflin scores 1-0 for us. Vertanen 2-0. Okay, let's get through the second. It's 2-1. Donato scored a goal. Okay, let's get the third going here. It's 3-1. Duclair scored. Good for him. 4-1. Okay, it looks like we're gonna win. Awesome. Vertanen scored another one. And it's 4-2 with a few minutes left. Hopefully they hold on. Yeah, 5-2. Ronick looks like he got a... Philip Ronick got an empty netter. Alright, so that's big. Oh, it looks like we clinched a playoff spot. So these last 2 games aren't as important, but they still mean something for position in who we play. So I'll still sim them just to see if they can win or not. See who scores the goals, who's getting hot going into the playoffs. Okay, Nashville scored. Matt Duchene. Let's get through the first. Okay, it's 2-1. Colin Wilson scored for us. And let's get through the second. It's tied at 3. Nice. Yolevi scored, so he's in the lineup. I wonder if somebody got hurt. And Brassard scored. Third period, here we go. Nothing so far. Halfway through the period. And they're leading us in shots a ton. So our goalies are playing decent. And we're going to overtime. Here we go. Who scores? Or is it going to go to shootout? It might go to shootout. Yeah, it's going to a shootout. So who wins? We won. Quinn Hughes got a goal in the shootout. Arvidsson scored on us and Pedersen scored. So it looks like Quinn Hughes got the game winner. That's awesome. And Holtby shut the door for the most part, allowing 3 goals on almost 40 shots. So that's good going into the playoffs playing like that. Wow, this is a big turnaround here. St. Louis, they didn't have a very good year, so hopefully the Canucks are able to just jump on them. Let's get through the first. No score in the first. Let's get through the second. They're up 2-1. We tied it. Quinn Hughes tied it. 2-2 in the third here. Alright, 3-2. Robert Haig is in the lineup, and then Besser scores. And Jordan Bennington's in net, so this is perfect. Oh, Sanford scores on Holtby, so it's 4-3 with under 3 minutes left. And we hold on, 4-3. Nice. So even if we were still fighting for a spot, we won all those games anyways, so it looks like we probably would have made the playoffs. So we did. That's perfect. Second in the Pacific. Somehow came from being a 500 team to being like in the middle of the pack kind of thing. That's not too bad. So who do we end up playing in the first round? Keep on simming. Who are we gonna... Oh, we're playing Anaheim. Okay. Alright. So, let's quickly take a look to see if we have any crazy injuries and what the story looks like. So it looks like Nylander just got back from an injury. Miller, yeah, Horvat still isn't back from his other injury that he had, so looks like all our defense is healthy, except Yolevi is in the lineup when he usually is a scratch. So Horvat and Del Zotto are hurt. We have Robert Haig still to call in if we have another injury on D. And our goalies are still healthy, knock on wood. So that's great. Our lineup is relatively healthy. Even with Horvat, even with our captain hurt, our lineup is still in a good position to make some moves here. So let's see how this first round goes here. I'll sim to the third game and then we'll see if we have wins or losses. 4-0 loss. That's ouch. And then a 3-2 win. Okay. So it's 1-1. I'll sim to game number 4, see what game happens in game 3. We win 5-2, so we're up 2-1. Sim to game 5, see what happens in game 4. We win. So this could be the last game. If they win this, we could win at 4-1. So I'll jump in if it looks like we're gonna win at the end. and then we can see the clinching celebration. Okay, no score after the first. Nothing going. Oh, Cam Fowler scores, and then Edler scores. So tied at 1. Braden Shen scores, so it's 2-1. And still, let's get through this period. Okay, still 2-1 going into third. Shots are fairly even. Come on, let's go. Let's get some goals. I don't know if I want to jump in if it's only 2-1. Oh, it's 2. Oh, they tied it up with 24 seconds left. Alright, so we're going into overtime then. Overtime it is. And Anaheim wins it. So Anaheim came back with 24 seconds left, and then they win it in overtime. Yikes. That's okay, we're still ahead in the series. So it's 3-2 for the Canucks. We're going to game 6. Can they put it away this time? And this is an away game, so it's... I feel like the Canucks sometimes play better in away games because the fans are really hard on them at home. And there's lots of pressure. So we'll see what happens here. Still nothing halfway through the first. It's tied at 1. Shen scored for us. Going into the second. Oh, it's 2-1. JT Miller scores on Gibson. 3-1. Philip Roenick scores. Let's get... Oh, 4-1. Shen scores. Okay, let's get through the second here, and it's 5-2. So Colin Wilson scored for us, and Troy Terry scored for them. So this one looks like it might be a dub because they only have under 20 shots still. We have 34 shots. Unless they pull... oh no, it's 6-2. So Pedersen scores here. So once we get to about a minute, I'll jump in, and then we can watch the celebration and stuff. Wow, we're at 40 plus shots. That's crazy. Alright, jumping in at a minute. That's a big one. That's a big series win there. When the start of the season, or when the middle of the season looked like they weren't even gonna make it.
The Canucks are in the home stretch of this one, leading big time in the third.
All right.
Coming up on the final minute of regulation time. Pokes it away in his own end. Keeps holding.
Oh no.
Stopped by the goaltender. Denies him again.
That'd be tragic if we end up losing because of me.
Nice pass. Slides the puck over to Terry. Takes the feed in the middle of the ice. Takes that one right in the logo. And now it's over to Virtanen. And tries to make a diagonal pass to Pearson. Good defensive stop with the poke check. Puck picked up by Henrique. Quick feed to Terry. Misses the net. Oh! That's frustrating. You get yourself into position. You don't get.
There's a deke from Tanner Pearson. Oh, what a save.
They called this a business trip, and it was all business here. They get the job done and are moving on to the next round.
7 seconds left. All right.
Vancouver's offense, the story tonight as they lead it here in this third period. Back underway as he wins the draw inside the offensive zone.
Oh, I almost scored it there. Nice. There we go. On to round 2. And they're playing the underdog role too because of that big comeback in the second half of the season with that huge winning streak to end the year. I'm not going to say that those deadline pickups were the big factor because I think it was the main guys that really did it. So that's awesome.
It is awesome to go through and show your respect to the winners.
Alright, let's get ready for the second round. Hopefully not too many guys are hurt, and hopefully Bo Horvat can come back and it doesn't mess with the lineup too much. since they're playing so well. Wow, Edmonton swept Calgary. Wow. And we're facing Edmonton. Okay. So this happened in the last franchise mode. We faced Edmonton in the second round, and they beat us up. So hopefully the different moves that I made this time around will help us out. Let's take a look at the lineup and the injuries, see what we have. Petey's a point per game in the playoffs. That's perfect. So it looks like Horvat isn't back yet. He's still hurt. But our defense is intact now, so we just have that left side that's a little weaker than the rest of the lineup. But Duclair hasn't even played a full season this year because I picked him up in the middle of the season as a free agent. So maybe if he played the full season, he would have gone up to an 83-84 just by playing further up in the lineup. And he's having himself a great season anyways, with the small amount of games he has played. So I'm not too worried. So let's sim to game number 3. Alright, so we won game 1 and 2. We'll sim to game number 4, see what happens in 3. We lost game 3, so it looks like we won the away games, we lost the first home game, and we'll see what happens in the game 4 here. Okay, we won. Okay, so we're 3-1 against these guys. This is awesome. Underdogs. I mean, they shouldn't really be considered underdogs because I stacked the lineup going into the season, but the way they played, they kind of are underdogs. So, so it's 3-1. So I'll do the sim on this one. See what happens. It's 1-0. Derek Brassard coming through. 2-0. JT Miller coming through. Still 2-0 after the first. 5-2 after the second. So we're winning. It looks like we're gonna finish this playoff series the same way that we finished off Anaheim, unless... Okay, so Edmonton scored as 5-3, so maybe I spoke a little too soon. 6-3, Pettersson holding the lead, holding the 3-goal lead there. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna win. Awesome. 6-3, nice. Okay, so we're on to round number 3. This is exciting. This is exciting. Can we win the Stanley Cup? This would be great. I know we're only halfway through, but this is the furthest we've made in the 2 franchise modes I've made and the 3 seasons I've done. So let's see what we can do here. We're playing Dallas. So Dallas, back-to-back years going to the conference finals. Good for them, but hopefully we steamroll them. Let's make sure everyone is still... Oh, Pettersson's having over a point per game. He's playing like a beast in the playoffs. So let's just make sure we still... Okay, so Horvat's back. He must have come back for that last game at the very least. So Duclair's moved down to the 3rd line. So that 3rd line is beasting it up. At least on paper, they're beasting it up. And then we have Pearson on the 4th line, which really elevates that 4th line. Because, I mean, Gaudette, he's considered a 3rd line check-in forward again. So he's over the course of the season, Gaudette goes up and down over being a fourth line forward or a third checking line forward. So he's kind of like right on the line of being one or the other. So he elevates that fourth line, and so does Colin Wilson. All three of these guys are, well, Pearson's considered a second line forward, but he's, in my mind, he's a third line forward. So they're all really elevating that fourth line, and that makes this team so stacked. And then everyone's still healthy, it looks like, on defense. We've got so much depth, so that's good. And our goalies are still here. So everything looks good. And like I said before, Horvat just came back from an injury, so if we have another injury, I'm not too worried, unless it's like Petey or Holtby. I think Holtby would be the big one, because sadly Demko's only an 81, and so I don't think he would be able to hold the load unless we had like one game left or something like that. So I'll sim to game 3 here. We'll see what happens. So we won game 1, we lost game 2. So we'll sim to game 4, see what happens in game 3. We won game 3. Okay, so we're up 2-1 in the series. Can we win game 4? We won game 4, so we're up 3-1. So similar story to the last 2 rounds. Let's see if we can win this game and move on to the Stanley Cup Finals. That would be crazy. This is all happening so fast. Oh, Dallas is up 1-0. Jamie Benn. And it's still 1-0 after the first. Let's get through the second. It's 3-1 for Dallas. So Shen scored for us. 3-1 for Dallas. Come on, let's get a goal. Let's get a goal halfway through the third. Oh, they got a power play. Nope. Okay. Alright, it's 4-1. Doesn't look like we're gonna win this one. We might score late or something, but yeah, no. Yeah, we scored late there. Braden Shen. So it looks like Shen scored both goals for us. So 4-2 loss. That's okay. We're still up in the series. 3-2, so we're at game 6. Let's see if we have any injuries. Oh, we have fourth line injuries, so we have a defenseman playing on. Oh, Willie Nylander. Oh my goodness. Wilson, Schmidt, Nylander, all hurt. That's not good. Who's playing on D then? So we got Ulevi, Delzato. Bufflin looks like just got back from injury, so he might have been hurt too, and we would have had. Yikes. See, like even a stacked team, if you get lots of injuries, you become a depthless team in a second. So let's see, because I have it set up so they're calling up, so the coach calls up players automatically. But do we have anyone better to play? Like Josh Bailey could play. Yeah, let's call up Josh Bailey. He would be able to jump in. Josh Bailey would be able to jump in. What's his? Yeah, I mean his defensive and offensive awareness isn't great, but he's fast and he's aggressive, but not too aggressive. His discipline is in a decent place, as opposed to like a guy like McEwen, whose discipline's like 70 or something. What is Coland looking like here? His discipline's low too. Zach McEwen, 65 discipline, so that's terrible. He's just out there to fight essentially. No point in calling him up. So let's call up Josh Bailey. We have so many injuries that we can do it. Let's see what happens when I do best lines, if that improves. Yeah, see, they throw in Josh Bailey. That fixes the fourth line, chemistry-wise at least. So they have Virtanen elevated to the second line, which is fine. But having a defenseman, like in real life, it doesn't matter that much. But like having a defenseman on your forward group in here really messes with the chemistry, and that causes problems. I'm not happy about that chemistry being super low like that. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. I don't even know why he's called up. Robert Haig got a goal while playing in 2 of his games. That's crazy. Wow, what is Julevi getting so many penalties for? I might have to take him out and put Haig in, because Haig is had a decent 2 games with that 1 goal, and he's not a minus player. And Julevi's getting 12 penalty minutes even though he's playing on the bottom pairing, so he must be struggling in the defensive zone. Or he's just undisciplined, even though his discipline says he's 82 at discipline. Anyways, we'll see what happens. The coach will probably take him out after 1 game anyways, so might not make much of a difference if I do anything anyways. Alright, let's get to the next game, see what happens. Okay, so we can put this away if I remember correctly. So I'll do this live sim here. Yeah, we're up 1-0, Jake Virtanen. Let's get through the first. Still 1-0. There's nothing happening in the second either. Still 1-0. Hopefully something doesn't break out here and we have a bunch of goals. There's a long power play for Dallas. Nothing though. Lots of shots coming from Dallas too. They're at 40 now. And we won 1-0. Interesting. Probably one of the most stressful games though for them. Alright, so we made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, even though that was a pretty boring sim, that last game there with the 1-0 win. But we're playing Washington. We have the exact same record as them. Let's take a look at playoff scoring. Let's see if they're tearing it up or not, or if they're just winning on goaltending. Alright, so the Canucks players are leading. Oh, wait a second. Let's go to the entire league. Okay, so Toronto was lighting it up with Mitch Marner. Carlson's lighting it up with Washington. Ovechkin's lighting it up. Backstrom's up there. So we don't get to any Canucks until we get down to PD. That's okay, that'll change once we start playing some games. But Washington's players are up there. They've got like their top 3 players in the top 4 players in the top 10, 15 or so of the playoff scoring race. And I don't know if anybody except for maybe John Carlson now And maybe Ovechkin will even approach Mitch Marner's 29 points in 19 games, because that's crazy. We'll see what happens. We'll see if this goes to 7 games or not first, but yeah. It's a little intimidating because, like, Washington's already won a cup. They've got Ovechkin. They've got all their veterans are their top players. I guess that's kind of the way I built the team now on the Canucks, except our best player is Petey, who's only 22 or something right now in the game. So we'll see what happens. Let's get the sim to game number 3. We lost both games. So that's not good. Do we have injuries? Let's take a look. Petey's only got 20 points, so he got 1 point in those 2 games that we played. So he's being suppressed by Washington, it looks like. Looks like we have another injury. Bo Horvat's hurt, Nylander's hurt still, Colin Wilson is still hurt. I don't think Horvat was hurt before. So I guess let's call up another forward. Man, this is annoying. I tried to make this team nice and deep, and we just keep getting a few more injuries than we can handle before starting to go down to the minors. I don't really want to call up Howard because he wasn't having a great season. I might have no choice. What is Louis Eriksson looking like? No, we don't even have the cap space to call him up in the first place. He's not that great. I don't know why I even thought he'd be good. I think we're gonna have to go with, what is Baertschi like? I mean, he could jump up in the third line, but nah, let's just call up Powerluck. Better than putting a defenseman in the lineup on the forward lines, which is just silly in my opinion. Okay, so they put Powerluck at center. Who was at center before? Was it Mott? I don't know who it was. Either way, fourth line's a little better now. I'm fine with having Duclair on the second line. It's just having Virtanen and Duclair being expected to score top 6 points. That's difficult. So we'll see what happens, I guess. What's Holtby doing? Yeah, see, he's having a much better playoffs as opposed to how his season went. And he's playing. I didn't even mention this. He's playing his former team in the finals. The team that he won his only Stanley Cup with, he's playing against. So that is an interesting storyline. It's kind of similar to Washington playing against Vegas and winning their cup against their former general manager, who essentially built the team that they played against. He built the team and then left and then lost to them in the finals. Like, that's funny. Okay, so hopefully we don't lose this third game, otherwise it's probably over. I'm gonna do this live sim just for good luck, if you can call that luck. Alright, we're already down 1-0. Nick Backstrom scores. Let's get through the first. Still 1-0. Come on, we're leading in shots. Let's put some pucks in the net here. Oh, now we're not leading in shots. It's pretty even now. But we need to score, so. And it's 2-0. Ovechkin. 3-0. Carl Hagelin. My goodness. This is what I was fearing. Alright, Josh Bailey scores on Lundqvist. And that's it so far. Yeah. Alright, we lost 3-1. So it's 3-0 for Washington over the Canucks so far. This is depressing. Had such a good playoffs up to this point. Usually in this game, I've noticed it's difficult to have that sweep, especially in the finals. But you never know. We'll see what happens. Alright, 1-0. Duclair coming through. 2-0. Braden Shen coming through. Let's get through the first. It's 3-0. Tyler Mott. Mock Girl Summer. Tyler Mott again. Look at this beast. Look at this beast. Coming through when we need him most. And he's not even a top 6 forward. Let's get through the second. It is still 4-0 for the Canucks. And the shots are pretty even still. 5-0, Jake Virtanen. Let's save some of our goals for the next game, guys. Let's not score them all in this game. Alright, it's 5-0. Let's just get through it. Yeah, we win 5-0, so we shut them out. Let's put that energy into the next game, please. Can this team do one more amazing thing this year? Let's do it. Oh, they had a 5-on-3. No, they were gonna score no matter what on that one. So it's 1-0 for Washington. And they're just dominating in the shots at the moment. Okay, it's 1-0 going into the second. Come on, put this energy you just had in the last game. It was a 5-0. Score something here. Alright, it's tied. Brock Besser, 1-1. Going in, almost into the second here. Okay, it's the end of the second, tied at 1, going into the third. I don't even want, oh, it's 2-1. Okay, so we have 15 minutes left. It's 2-1. Canucks need to tie it. Come on. This is the game. You need to do something here. Come on. This is brutal. Come on, just score. Just do something, please. Wow. So they didn't score. It was 2-1. They scored 5 in the last game, and they could only score 1 in the next game. That is brutal. So we lost in the Stanley Cup final. We were that close, though. We've improved. We've made an improvement. So I think we'll go into season number 2. We'll see who's improved and who hasn't improved, and who I should re-sign and who I should trade. Yada yada yada. We'll sim right up to the draft. I only have 5th and 6th and 7th, if I even have any 7th rounders left. Maybe I'll trade some guys and recoup, but we're not doing the long game here. We're doing the Stanley Cup game here, so let's see what we can do. Let's see if anybody retired. Maybe Louis Eriksson. Nope. He doesn't want to retire. Why would he retire? Alright, so this team underdog story shouldn't have been an underdog story because I stacked them up going into the season. They played like crap, and then I made a couple depth moves, and they decided to go on a winning streak at the end of the season, continue that streak through until the Stanley Cup final. They lose 3 in a row, and then just can't do anything. Lose in 6 or something. Yeah, or lose in 5. We lost in 5 games in the Stanley Cup final. That's embarrassing. If this happened in real life, I wouldn't even count that as a Stanley Cup final. 2011 still would have been the last one in my mind if this crap happened in real life. At least in 2011 they made it to 7 games. Brutal. Oh well, okay, so let's take a look at the contracts before we hit the draft. So Petey's up to a 91, Bufflin's up to an 89. He's going to be asking to get paid. Quinn Hughes is up to an 89. Miller's up to an 87, Schen's up to an 87. Besser and Horvat stay where they are, so for now, with Nylander's an 86 now. Edler's still an 84. Brassard's up to an 83, even though he had a crap season for some reason. Schmidt's still there. Bertanen's still at an 83. Duclair's still. I think Duclair's gonna improve over the summer. I think he'll be at least an 83 when we get there. Pearson, not surprised there. Roenick's probably. Oh, he went down. He went down for some reason. Colin Wilson, Berchi, Gaudette went down. Jeez. He had an okay year. His offensive awareness went down 1 point, so I guess that's what did it. Howrlick sucks. Ulevi, he'll improve to like an 80, 81 at least. What do our goalies look like? DiPietro's a 79. Hopefully he improves even more going into the summer, or going through the summer. Holtby's went down 2 points, and Demko hasn't improved yet. So overall, it's a pretty up and down. So we have 10 million cap space at the moment, and we'll see how much cap space we have. So extension dollars we have is 22, so over double of what our current cap space is. So if we sign P to what he's asking, yeah, we'll sign him to the 4 years that he's asking, we'll do 9.8. No, let's do 9.6, see if he accepts that. Try to save some money. We'll try and sign Quinn Hughes to the long term if he wants. No, he wants 5 years at 9.5. We'll do 9.3. See if he accepts that. So we signed both of them to about 9.5 each or so. That gives us 3 mil left to play with. Unless we trade somebody. We don't have any money left. We have 3 mil to sign Bufflin. He's probably going to be asking for, who knows, like 10 mil or something, because he's an 89 now. We won't re-sign Edler unless he asks for a lot less. Like a lot less. We probably won't keep Brassard. He doesn't even want to re-sign anyways. We might end up having to trade Schmidt since he's only an 83. He's playing on the bottom pairing, even though he's decent. He's just making too much money for what he does. For too long as well. So we'll probably end up moving him just to make that cap space. Maybe even at the draft I'll move him. Vertanen's making... He's a cheap deal for what he can do. Duclair, I don't know how much he's going to be asking for because I can't extend him just yet. Tanner Pearson, I probably won't re-sign him unless he's asking for a lot less. Philip Hronek's probably going to be asking for a bunch. I don't even know what I'm going to do about him. Colin Wilson, I don't know. Berchi, I don't know. He'd probably be an AHL player anyways. Gaudette, probably not that much. Let's see what Gaudette's asking for. He's asking for 1.5. I might just try and lowball him to like 1.1 or something, because he's right now is considered a fourth line center, so we'll see what he does there. Look, I don't really want to keep. Let's see what he's asking for. He's asking for way too much for what he does. Levy's gonna be asking for a ton, probably. Yeah. I might have to trade Levy too, I don't know. Goaltenders. I still have Holtby for another year. And I have to re-sign Demko. How much is Demko asking? He's only asking for 1.3. Could I get him at like 1.1? Let's see if he accepts. Okay, so let's go into the draft. Who was I gonna trade? I was gonna trade Nate Schmidt. And I'll try and trade him for, because I probably won't be re-signing Dustin Byfuglien because he's gonna be asking for way too much. I will try and trade him for a cheaper but just as good defenseman. So Schmidt's considered a top 4, but a top 6 who's on the verge of being a top 4, like he'll probably develop over the summer, I would be okay with that. Like a Philip Roenick or somebody along those lines, and possibly a right-handed too, because we have Philip Roenick, and that's it as we do for right-handed defensemen, other than Bogosian, but he's a depth, and I probably won't re-sign him anyways. So let's see what we can get for Nate Schmidt. His trade value isn't super high, but it's decent enough. So let's see what we can do here. And if I could trade him for somebody who's making around the same but is better, that would be ideal too. So like Josh Manson, he's an 84, but he's only making 4.1. And he's a top 4 defensive defenseman. He might be useful. Let me think here. So we're going to be losing Edler. We've got, hopefully we will re-sign Hughes. We might re-sign Edler depending on how much he's asking for. And then after that we've got Ulevy we got to re-sign. We've got Philip Roenick we got to re-sign. Our defense is essentially going to be rebuilt because of the money we don't have. But he's only making 4 mil. Does he have an extension? No, it's for 2 years. So he's making 4 mil now. So if I move him, and then like he's worth a lot more, so that's gonna be a difficult trade to make. Do I move him and Ulevy and then see if I can get something else in return as well? Maybe I move Byfuglien, because I'm not gonna sign him anyways, and he's gonna be a free agent, so he's not worth a ton. Move him and Byfuglien. Maybe I throw in Edler. No, maybe I don't want to throw in Edler. Maybe let's see who else we have who's gonna expire that I don't want to re-sign. Let's see, Pearson maybe. Let's see, we can throw in Pearson, maybe Brassard. No, they don't have the space currently for that trade. I'll have to take off Pearson. And then they have the space. Nope. Let's see if I can throw something else in there. I think Coland might be very useful to keep because he'll be probably be a really cheap 4th line forward for me. And the pick's gonna expire in a second here. Nope. What if I throw in do I have on goalie? Ah. Alright, let's... I can't call for timeouts. That sucks. Alright, so... I'm trading Nate Schmidt. You know what? Let's trade Nate Schmidt for a pick. They've got the cap space. So let's just do that. What can I get for it? Can I get a second? Can I get a second for him and maybe a fifth and a sixth? There we go. Alright, so now we can try and trade that second anywhere for anyone, because I'm not gonna use the pick if I don't have to. It's worth more than H. Schmidt. Let's see. Forwards. Who am I not re-signing? Not re-signing... Not re-signing Berchi, Pearson. I'm not re-signing Edler or Bufflin. Maybe take Pearson off because he's worth too much. Okay, so let's take a look at what other teams have quickly on defense. Ooh, Goligoski, yikes. But he's not a free agent anyways. I don't even have a ton of time to do this because I can't call timeouts. Okiaru might be a good one. I looked at him in the last one, but he's going to be asking for a lot of money. He's only got the 1 year, so he's going to expire. So let's go to Anaheim. Get Manson. See if that's worth. Can I get another pick, a different pick back? Do I have the leverage to just maybe get a fifth or something? No. No, they don't even want to do that. Maybe they don't want Bufflin. Maybe they don't even want Berchi either. Can I just trade your second back to you straight up for Manson? Does that work? No, that's not even... Nope. Maybe I will trade the second. Maybe I'll trade that second. Whoops. Maybe I'll trade it for somebody else. Let's see. Trade it while it's worth something now. Who's gonna be in a cap crunch? They probably will be. They just won the cup. We got Justin Schultz, Orlov, Dylan. How many years? Orlov's only on 3 years left, and he's 29. Two-way. Oh, he's good. He's worth like 2 seconds though. Do I trade you Levy, who's gonna be asking for lots? Do I trade you a Levy and then try and get something for Bufflin? No, they don't want it. Maybe I'll add something else. Let's see. Something of worth. You can have my sevenths. Do you want some sevenths? Nope. Do you want a sixth with that seventh? Nope. really don't want to get rid of Orlov, so that tells me that he is worth a lot. What if I trade them Demko? He's going to be asking for a decent amount of money. But then I'm going to want a pick back of some kind, or maybe Phoenix Copley. How many years? Yeah, so he's an 81 backup who is 29, 6'3". I bet he's like essentially the same, but cheaper, and for one more year. Oh, you don't want to do it, really. I really want to get Copley back now if I'm giving them Demko. So I don't want to give up Coland. Give them McEwen. Nope, they don't want McEwen. Draft picks. Will you take a 5th? Please take a 5th. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe you'll take a 4th. No, you're not taking anything. This is brutal, man. Let's see, what do these guys have on defense? Shea Theodore, 5 years, 5.2, and he's an 84. He really should be like an 85, 86, to be honest. He is an elite defenseman in my opinion. What does Toronto got? What's Tampa Bay got? Ryan McDonough. Ooh, that's a big cap hit though. I like Pareko. He's got one more year left at 5.5. Top 4 right-handed defense. Oh man, I really want Pareko now. He's the kind of guy you win cups with, obviously. They want Alex Edler, even though he's essentially not re-signing with us anyways. They want Demko. You can have Demko. They would have too many goalies, so I will take a goalie back if you have anything for me to take. Which they're all worthless, really. And then I gotta add something like who do I have? So I got Edler, Ulevi, Demko. What else do I have to give up? Oh, that second. I didn't even put that second on there. Maybe I won't even use the second and I'll just draft somebody. No, I might need to use the second. But if I use the second, I should be able to get something in return because it's not fully even. Can I get like a 4th or a 5th for this year? Oh, there we go. So I got a 4th. And I got Colton Pareko. Sweet. So let's sim all the way to my first pick of the draft and make a pick in the 4th round. I'm like Jim Benning 2.0 apparently, except I have a better team. Let's see. Elite potential, but it's grayed out, so it's not super accurate. This one isn't. This guy might be worth a bunch. trade-wise, so let's take him. Top 40, low 48 overall. He might be worth a decent amount, worth more than a 4th rounder at the very least. Alright, so let's get out of here. Let's finish this draft. Good. Alright, so I still had 5 draft picks from the 4th round onwards. That's not too bad. I think putting Parayko in, replacing Byfuglien with him is going to be a smart move, because Byfuglien's more of an offensive defenseman and he's not as fast. Parayko's 6'3", 6'4", I think, maybe he's 6'5", but he's faster and he's a two-way defenseman. He can put up the points still, but he plays better in his own zone. So he'll be better off playing with Hughes than Byfuglien will. So let's go forward and sim to the free agency period, or the re-signing phase, or whatever you want to call it. So PD re-signed, Hughes re-signed, so we saved about 500k. Gaudette didn't like the offer, so I might have to offer him more. Alright, let's go to contracts. Dustin Byfuglien, no, thank you. Alright, so let's go to centers. I don't think we're gonna re-sign Brassard. It says we have 7 mil in cap space. He's only asking for 1 mil now, which is what I offered him. So we'll just offer him that again and see if he accepts, I guess. He only wants 950, so I'll re-sign him just for depth. Zach McEwen I still have, Mod I still have for a year. I'll just qualify him. I guess I'll sign him. Linus Karlsson, no. Left wing, what do we have on left wing? Jeez, that 6 mil looks ridiculous. Right, Anthony Duclair, how much is he gonna want? He wants 3.3, and I am almost willing to give it to him. Let's do a 1 year 3.2. Let's see what he does in a full season. Pearson, what is he asking for? 5, no, thank you. See ya. Colin Wilson, what are you asking for? That's a lot. That is a lot for an 80 overall. I mean, what, he had 9 points in 14 games, that's not bad. How much does Berchi want? He wants him like barely anything. Let's do 900. See what he says to that. Zykov, just qualify him. Kepin, no. Classic, no. I think I might have to give him that money. I'll give him 2 though. Or maybe 1.95. We'll see if he accepts. If he doesn't, then I'll let him go. Besser, we got 1 more year on him. Nylander, we got for a while. Bertanen, we got for another year. Josh Bailey, how much is he asking for? Too much. I'll qualify him. Coland, how much is he asking? Oh, good. Perfect. Lucas Jasic, I'll just qualify. And Palamu, I'll qualify. Defense. Alright, so we got Hughes, Parayko in our top 2. Got Philip Hronek, who's probably going to be asking for a ton. Not too much though, I'm actually surprised. So let's make it an even 2. And Bogosian is a depth defenseman. Robert Haig, he's making a lot of money though. I might have to trade Haig. He's a depth D. How much is he asking? How much is Bogosian He's asking for too much. So let's release him. How much is Del Zotto asking for? Too much. So we'll release him. Sign these guys for the AHL. Where's that guy that yeah, that guy, he might be good trade bait. Why? Yeah, like he's only 56 overall. What's even the point? Okay, so I'm gonna really have to look at upgrading that defense, and it's gonna be very difficult. I might end up having to trade both my goalies and sign a cheaper goalie and to upgrade the D. That's gonna be an interesting one to look at. I got DiPietro, who will hopefully develop into a backup goaltender over the summer, because he's already 79 overall. We got John Gillies, who can either develop into a backup or just be the #1 in the AHL. Yeah, so we'll just qualify him and we'll sign Gillies. Why does he want 1 mil? What is this? What is this crap? I'm not signing him to 1 mil. Maybe at 950. That's about it. Alright, let's just see how this goes. Okay, Aronik signed, Howrlich signed, Gaudet signed for the 1 mil. I already offered him. John Gillies doesn't want less than 1 mil. Bearchi re-signed, Saltner re-signed, Lind re-signed. Colin Wilson wants to go to free agency. Duclair re-signed, perfect. Alright, let's take a look here. Center. Broussard doesn't even want to re-sign, so just release him. I have 1.5 million cap space. And I only have 29 players. Although I do have some RFAs that have to accept still. How much does he want again? 1 point. Yeah, that's too much, man. That's too much. I might end up having to keep Robert Haig until I know I can find a cheaper but better defenseman. Yeah, Gillies is asking for too much. Alright, let's go from there. Oh, and I guess I have to look at the coaching staff too. Signed him for 2 years, and he doesn't really fit with the team that much. He fits less with the team now. I don't want to fire him until I know that we have somebody else, though. And I need a goalie coach in the AHL because I think he retired. So, what are we doing for scouts? Do we have anybody that needs to be re-signed? Yeah, we'll just re-sign them. And then we'll sim all the way to the end of the signing period there. And then we'll make some difficult decisions. Okay, let's see who signed and who didn't sign. Or let's see who I have left to sign, I guess. Who's holding out on me. So we got Josh Bailey, who's asking for way too much. Still way too much. Zykov, what does he want? Oh, he wants... what? So I can just trade those guys. Yeah, I'll just trade those guys. They're asking for way too much. Clear this trading block so I don't get silly trade offers. Alright. So what can we do now? We need to see what there are in the free agencies. Oh, let's see what Buffalo's asking for 10 mil. I do not have the cap space for that. What are we looking at goalies? Just in case we have to trade someone. We have to trade what's his name? Holtby. Okay, so Lundqvist is 39 though. This is gonna be difficult. 1.5 mil. That's gonna be difficult. Let's see. I think I want to keep Holtby. He's cheap for what he is. 88 overall, and he's only paid, or he's 86 now, but only paid 4 point something. Like, that's cheap. He could easily be asking for 6 if he was a free agent. Let's see. What do we have on defense? Oh, Dougie Hamilton. If only. Brandon Carlo. Oh, he's an RFA though. I wonder if I could get him if I trade 2 other RFAs, because obviously they're not being very successful in trading for him, or sorry, in re-signing him. So defensive defenseman, top 6. That might be a good one. And Jake McCabe is asking for quite a bit as a top 6. Vince Dunn, what's going on with him? He shouldn't be 80 overall. Weird. That's an interesting one. Hunt might be a good pickup. Yeah, so we don't have a ton of cap space. We're top heavy, it looks like. Let's take a look what we have. Is there anybody we have to move? If we're able to move Eriksson, we would make a ton of cap space. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 2. From what I can see, we need 2 fourth line forwards. We need 3 defensemen. 2 fourth line forwards and 3 top 6 defensemen. One of them could be a top 4 and that would be helpful. We might have to move Robert Haig to make some cap space. I think on goaltending, we're in decent shape. We just need to sign a minor league goalie. Okay, let's try and make those trades to make some cap space. Okay. So let's see if we can trade Eriksson. We'll throw in Zykov because he's not signing with us. Throw in Bailey because he's not signing with us. And then we'll throw in Robert Haig because he's making too much. He'll save us some money. And then, where's that defenseman? He should be worth a bunch. That I just drafted. He's not worth a bunch, hey? Oh man. That's brutal. Oh well, he won't hurt. He'll just add, I guess. Who has the cap space? A lot of people have the cap space. And I will take anything. You trying to get rid of any goalies? That might be a useful goalie there in AHL. And then maybe a draft pick. Just so I'm not giving them away for nothing. Maybe recoup my 3rd back, maybe? Or maybe I can recoup something else too. Get a 4th. Nope. Maybe just the 3rd? Nope. Maybe just the 4th? Nope. Maybe... Okay, let's just try the 5th here. If they don't do the 5th, they won't do the other ones. Okay, let's get rid of the 5th. They accepted. Okay, I didn't even have to hold on to the other stuff. That's good. So we just opened up a ton of cap space. Now we can sign our 4th line guys and some defensemen. Okay, so we have 7.4 million cap space. We got rid of Louis Eriksson. We gave up some stuff, but whatever. I don't freaking care. We moved him. It's a miracle. Okay, I'm looking at forwards for some reason. Defense. Think defense. So I could get Nicholas Holmerson, Zdeno Chara. No thanks. 44. No, thank you. I'm good. Holmerson at 5.7. That's expensive. He's an 85 though, but he's also 34. I mean, he's better than Edler, but his offense is freaking terrible. We do need that defense though. We need defensive. We have the offensive guys. We need a defensive guy. And he only wants 1 year, which I am okay with. I think I'm gonna offer him exactly what he's asking. I'm not gonna, he doesn't have anybody else offering him anything so far. So let's just offer him what he's asking, see if he accepts. And then we'll look for another cheap defenseman. We can afford Michael Del Zotto now. Let's offer him 1.5. See if he accepts that. And then... we need one more defenseman. I might have to trade for a young guy on his ELC still. Just like what I did with Philip Hronek. And then we gotta sign some forwards. 2 4th line forwards. They're want like barely anything. We're really top heavy, but that's okay. Raffles a depth guy. His defensive awareness is good, his skating is good, his discipline is good. I think he will be valuable. Let's offer him just under $1 million. $950. Let's do it. $950 for him, and then Darren Helm is considered. Oh, he wants a lot of money though. Jeez. Oh, he scored. Was he in the AHL? No, he was in the NHL. He was playing for Detroit, and he scored. Almost had a. He had 19 goals. He almost had a 20-goal season. That's a huge improvement. Holy smokes. We can't really afford these guys at all. I wonder if Dominic Simon would accept. I don't know if I really want him. Not defensively oriented. Whoa. Why is he asking for $5 million? He had a big season, I guess, but still. Holy smokes. Now we're getting to the 79 overalls, and they're still asking for too much. And I need a center. I need a fourth line center. I missed Malgin. What is he? I mean, he's okay defensively. He's a playmaker. I wonder if I could get him under a mil. Do the same thing I did with the other guy. Let's see how this plays out. And I gotta sign some guys to my AHL team, but I'll do that after. Let's get this NHL lineup figured out. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Crap. Coaching staff. Let's see if there's anybody who fits this team better than this guy. I think it's 58% or something. Terrible. Oh, there's a Dollywall. That's good to see. It's a Dollywall. He's not even brown. He's white. That's weird. That doesn't make sense. 56, 40, 47, 51, 39. Yeah, nobody really fits the team at the moment. I might have to wait till the end because it's only showing like half the roster. So I don't even know if they'll actually fit the lineup or not. But there's a lot of head coaches available. That guy's asking for a lot of money though. What is my current coach? Is he a generalist? He is a generalist. So he might end up working out anyways. We'll see. We'll sim through the summer first before we decide on the coach. See how they fit first of all. So let's just sim to see if anybody accepts my offers. Alright, so we got Raffle. Malgin signed somewhere else. That's unfortunate. Delzato re-signed. And then who else did I offer? Somebody else? Or was that it? Well, let's take a look. Yeah, I still have one more person. Halmerson. That's one with the big money guy. And he's only seeking 4.7 mil now? Didn't I offer him like 5? That's a little brutal. But we'll see what happens, I guess. See if he resigns. He signed, so it's kind of weird that his expectation changed after we offered him the money. Yeah, we signed him to a mil more than he was asking after we offered him what he was asking. That's weird. Okay, so we still have to sign another defenseman. We've got our, I wouldn't say Delzato he's a depth, so I wouldn't say I would want him to be in my bottom pairing, but he played all season in the bottom pairing and they did well, so I guess we'll see what happens, but we only have enough space to sign like one more guy, so, and it's gonna be cheap too, so. And Howerlick might have to end up be Howerlick, or McEwen, or even Mott might have to be, well, he's considered a fourth line forward anyways. So I don't know if I need to sign another forward. We might just end up, if it doesn't work out, we can make a trade. But we can't really afford to sign more guys, so we have enough space to sign a defenseman, and he might even end up being a depth defenseman too, so we'll see what happens. We're very top heavy this year, it looks like. Oh, I don't want to hire staff, what the heck. Okay, so we'll go to defense. We'll see what's available still. We have our 1.8 mil that we have available to us. It's not going to be any of these guys. Oh, why is Coburn asking for so little? I guess it's because he's older. Kevin Miller, we were looking at him before at the trade deadline. Another defensive defenseman. Might be a good pickup. Let's just keep looking here. Trevor Van Riemsdyk, a two-way. Oh no, he's a defensive as well. He's actually a little better. His discipline is a lot higher, it looks like. Yeah, so let's try and sign Trevor Van Riemsdyk. I don't think I want to sign him to 3 years. We'll do 2, and we'll do 1.7. And then I guess we'll look at the. Well, I don't even know what I need in the minors. So let's take a look what we're missing on the AHL team. Yeah, so we're got nothing on center, so we gotta sign some centers. We got barely anything on left wing, so we gotta sign some left wings. Gotta sign some right wingers. I think we're good on D in the AHL. We might sign 1 or 2 guys, and then goalie we're good. So we need a couple on D, and then mostly left wing, center, right wing. Alright, so 2 ways. Just offer the best guys there are, since it doesn't really matter that much to me. For defense, we don't really need anyone. Let's see. Let's try and sign somebody young as well, who still has some potential, like this guy. Can play in the middle of the lineup. And then, oh, Alexander True. Played with him a bit in Hockey Ultimate Team. And then we'll take a look at left wingers, which is very sparse as well. We'll get McGinn because he's considered a depth forward, so he would fare decently in the NHL if we have any injuries. Bolesky is considered a minor. That's funny. Is this Mike Foley? Oh, it's Marcus. Yikes. Let's see. Gettinger, 23, top 9 potential. That's that'll be a good signing. Whether he develops or not, he'll be good for the AHL. This guy's a minor scoring, so he'll be a good signing. And let's go for right wingers. Jamel Smith, he's only 23. Or is it Garrett Smith? There's two of them, Jamel and I think Garrett is the other one. It might be Garrett. Brodzinski, Korshkov. This kid's Korshkov. He's only 24. Okay, so I have 10 contract offers, so that brings me to will bring me to 48. So let's stop there, so that we don't go too close. 48's pretty close. So let's advance and see if anybody signs. I think all the AHL guys will sign. I don't know about the defensemen for the NHL. So Brock McGinn, Pekka, Van Riem. Oh, Van Riemsdyk. Okay, he signed. That's good. Tynan. So it looks like nobody is rejecting. So that is good. So we can sim all the way through the summer. Hopefully some guys develop and we don't have a super empty bottom six. Even I'd like even Godet to develop a bit with his top 9 potential. He should be an 81, 82, but I always end up having problems with his development for some reason. I don't know if it's the coaches and his development, or if he needs to be a right winger instead of a center, or what. Maybe he just doesn't work out. That's just how it's supposed to be. I think in real life he'll work out. I don't know if he'll be a top 6 forward, but he is going to be a good piece for the Canucks going forward. Let's go all the way up against the first game of the preseason. We'll take a look and see what everyone did development-wise. Alright, so it looks like everyone kept their development from the playoffs, which is good news. Godet didn't go up at all. He's a 79 still. That sucks. Vertanen's a second line forward, and he's an 85 as opposed to an 83. So we have a second line forward playing on the third line, so that makes the third line pretty good. Duclair went up to an 83, so that is good. Cole Lind is now a third line checking, so that really helps out the fourth line. Howard is still a depth forward. Raffles still a depth forward. Hughes and Pareko are still good as ever, and look at that +5. That's what you want. That's awesome. Hronik is up to 82 again. He was an 82 when I traded for him, so he's still a top 6. But we got Hjalmarsson, who's essentially replacing Edler. More defensive oriented than Edler. And then we got Delzato and Van Riemsdyk. So I'm not completely happy with that defensive depth. Oh, but look at DiPietro pulling through as that backup goalie. 82 overall backup goalie. That's awesome. And then Holtby's still an 86. He dropped from an 88 to an 86 after the playoffs, but that's still gonna be good. And we got Zach McEwen, Sven Berchi, and Tyler Mott for depth players. I think we're gonna send Berchi down, and we'll take a look at what we have in the minors, if anybody developed. Sometimes you got players who develop like crazy and they come out of nowhere, like what DiPietro did there. Okay, so we got I think it's Garrett Smith. Oh, Giovanni Smith. That's the other. It's Jamel and Giovanni Smith, the brothers. I think they're brothers. He might be a really good option on the fourth line. 84 offense and 84 defense. His hands aren't super good, but oh no, his discipline is terrible though. What's Korshkov looking like? His discipline is only 76. Yeah, so both these guys are going to be putting up penalties, but in the AHL they'll also be putting up points. They'll be good guys to call up if I need anything. Yeah, not a ton of development. Let's see what we got on goaltenders. Yeah, so the other two goalies I have developed up to 70 overall, and then Dansk will be the #1 for sure. So I'm not too worried about that. It's just that fourth line. It's just that fourth line, and we're gonna send Bergy down. We don't have anyone on defense to really call up. So we might have to try and sign another depth defenseman. With sending Bergy down, that will open up some space. Anyways, I have $1 million cap space, so I really only have enough space to sign a defenseman. I wonder if maybe I can trade Bergy for a depth defenseman, because I'm pretty short up on forward, and he's just an extra. Let's see. Let's see if anybody will take him off my hands. He's not overpaid anymore, so I'm not like, I don't really need to get rid of him, but I need a defenseman. And he's got barely any trade value at all. Does anybody want him? Arizona is looking at him. We just essentially need like the worst trade value, but also decent overall. Oh yeah, here we go. Capo Bianco. But his still might be higher than Bergy's since he's 24 and he has potential. And he's a minor top 2, which isn't ideal. But his shot blocking and stick checking is elite. His aggressiveness is high, but his discipline is still above 80, which isn't too bad. He might be my only choice. I'll have to come back and check on that. Connor Clifton. Better defensive awareness and not as aggressive. And he fits on all defensive pairings. I might just have to go with Connor Clifton. He has the better defense awareness. Oh, but he's making $1 million. That's too much. That's way too much. Jake Lawson, I think is what his first name is. 850. He's a depth defenseman. Not crazy on the defensive awareness, but his discipline sucks too. Fuck. I might have to bite the bullet on that one, since he's considered a depth defenseman. What's his Zaboro? His trade value is a little high, but he's not making a ton of money, and he's a 78. No, his defensive awareness sucks. And then we have Brandon Carlo. We might have to do Jake Lawson. No, they don't want to do it. He's worth just a little bit too much compared to Bergy. What about the Capo Bianco guy? Is he worth too much too? Yeah, he's worth even more, I think. Yeah. I don't want to give up a ton just to get a depth defenseman. This is silly. Stephen Johns, he's making a ton of money. Calgary, what do you got for me? Oh wow, why is Shillington's trade, like, why is he making 3 mil? Why is his trade value so low? Why he's an 82? That's weird. Carolina, ooh, that's an interesting one. Is he a depth? Yes he is. Yes, this is the guy. His discipline is 90. This is the guy here. This is the guy. There we go, they accepted it. Beautiful. Alright, we have our depth defenseman. Let's see what we can do. Will he replace Del Zotto? Or will the coach still prefer Del Zotto? Oh, and by the way, I gotta look at the coaches to see if there's anyone that where's the goal, or where's the defenseman? What's happening here? Yeah, why wasn't he showing up? That was weird. Can I call him up? Do I have the space? Yes, I do. I only have $277,000 left. I'm right up against the cap. Jeez. Alright, so let's take a look at the lines. See if we do the best lines thing. See what happens. Yeah, so they put Ryan on the bottom pairing instead of Del Zotto, so that's good. It means that was a good trade I made. And I think our depth is almost just as good as, if not on forward, it's better, I would say, because we have Jake Virtanen, who's improved. Everyone on the team has improved on forward in the top 9 except for Gaudette. So our forward depth, even Cole Lind, he's better than any of the other fourth liners we had. So that's an improved forward group. And then we've got, I think our defensive depth isn't as good, but our top 4 is improved. Philip Hronek is still here. That's fine. We replaced Bufflin with Parayko, Parayko fits better with Hughes. They're +5 chemistry, and Parayko's a better defenseman overall, I would say, even though Bufflin's 89 overall and Parayko's only 86. Parayko's better defensively, and then Nicholas Holmerson we put in and didn't re-sign Edler. And Holmerson is better and is making less money than Edler was last year. And he's better, so that's a better trade-off too. So the top 4 defensemen improved greatly. The bottom 2 is around the same. So I'd say we're pretty even on defense. And then our goaltending situation, Holtby got 2 points worse after we lost in the finals, and DiPietro is replacing Demko. Demko was an 81, it didn't have that great of a year. DiPietro went from a 77 all the way up to an 82 over the course of 1 year, 1 season. So we'll see what he does. He's a better overall than Demko was at all last year, so that's a huge boost on the backup front. Holtby, we'll see if he stays around the same and can get the wins for us or not, but he's still on a good deal, so there's no point in trading him. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna try. I've been doing this for a little over 2 hours, so I think I'm gonna try and sim to the trade deadline just like the last one, and then we'll start this up again either tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll see if we can win the cup. So let's make our way to the trade deadline. Oh, and I want to see if we can find a coach that fits better with this team. But let's just see how this coach fits with the team now that we have all our players in. Okay, 70%. See, that's what I like to see. In the summer, he only fit 58%, and now he fits 70%. So the players I added actually improved the team even more than I thought because they fit into our coach's system better. Like, for example, putting Colton Parayko in for Dustin Byfuglien, even though Parayko's overall is less, he fits better in the system, which will amplify what Quinn Hughes can do. And Quinn Hughes could have a good year. He had a good year, but he didn't have a great year. He was a minus player, and he only got 7 goals, which Quinn Hughes you expect. I think in this game you expect 10 to 15 goals probably. So, and not to be a minus player, obviously. I'm not gonna worry about the goalie coach in the AHL because whatever, I don't care. Okay, so let's go forward. I'm happy with the coach now. I was not happy with him last year, and then the team made it to the finals, so maybe me being happy with the coach, the team can just be good like it's supposed to be good. Alright, so let's get through this preseason. Oh, we're losing all our preseason games. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign, but I've had a bad preseason and then had a great season and then had a good preseason and had a bad regular season, so I mean, I don't think it matters too much because usually the computer teams put in like their prospects and stuff, so I assume the computer was calling up and sending down players that were like 70 overall and stuff, so that could be the reason. Okay, so let's get through this first month, see what happens, see if this team's any good or not. And we start off with 3 losses in a row. A 9-2 loss to Pittsburgh. Yikes. So they're starting off slow. We got a 3-2 win against the Islanders, our first win of the season. And an 8-2 win against Detroit. Wow. A 3-1 loss. Oh man. This is not a good first month. A 6-1 win, that's pretty good. Alright, so 4-6-2, that's not a very good start, but I mean, it's only the first month, so let's quickly take a look to see if we have any injuries, if those are the issues. So look, Quinn Hughes is a point per game already. That's what happens when you switch out Dustin Byfuglien for Colton Parayko, and that's what you get when you have that +5 chemistry there. That's awesome. Okay, let's go to scratched. So Willie Nylander's hurt and JT Miller are hurt, so there's the offense, or at least part of it. But I mean, Virtanen and Duclair can jump right up from the third line to the second line, and it's probably a decent transition for them because they can put up the points, and then our third line and fourth line will suffer because we don't have that kind of depth, unfortunately. But look, they called out Giovanni Smith, and he's already played 2 games, so good for him. Hopefully he has a good run, and maybe they keep him up, and he plays better than whoever the heck was playing before. Probably Zach McEwen. No, he hasn't even played a game. So they've called up Giovanni Smith, and Zach McEwen still isn't playing. So maybe Zach McEwen will get sent down and they'll keep Smith up. That would be interesting. Not that I don't like Zach McEwen, it just he's not playing very well in the game. In real life, he's I think he could be a third line scoring winger. But in the game, he's not that good. So let's get through the second month of the season. I really like those new Ottawa, well not new, but I like that Ottawa went back to their original logo. They made some changes, but overall it's pretty much the same, and it's way better than the one they switched to in 2007. It stands out a lot more, and it's not like, it doesn't have that like ECHL, AHL feel to it like it used to, so I like it. Alright, we're getting some more wins. We're still getting losses. It's kind of back and forth, which is an improvement at least, but we need to be at 500 or better at least after this month ends. Oh man, what's going on here? We beat Boston. Interesting. Oh wow, a 9-8 shootout loss. That is an interesting one there. I'm just gonna sim right through this month. I don't even want to know who's hurt. Oh, 1-0 loss. How do you go from a 9-8 shootout loss to a 1-0 regulation loss, and then a 5-0 loss? We got shut out 2 games in a row. Alright, we got a couple wins here. And a 3-win streak now. That's not bad. I don't want that guy. An OT loss, that's not too bad. OT losses are okay. They're not the best. Oh, an 8-6 loss. What is going on with their goaltending? Is Holtby just shit in the bed or something? Like, or is it, do we have an injury and DiPietro being expected to do something, or what's happening? We beat Calgary. We lost Arizona. It's just back and forth still. 4-2 against Vegas. 6-2 loss to Edmonton. Alright, let's take a look. What's going on? We're a month and a half out from the trade deadline. Petey's having a good year as always. He never doesn't. In these franchises that I do, he always has great years. At least point per game years. So it looks like we might have some more injuries. They've switched Horvat and Shen at center. McEwen's playing on the third line, so we definitely have injuries going on. That's not ideal. Besser and Miller. Miller's been hurt for a while, unless he got hurt again or something. DiPietro, it looks like he's going to be playing in the next game. That's why they have him there. Defense. Looks like our defense is about the same. Not a bunch. Oh, Philip Roenick's a -10, and Halmerson's a -10. He's gone down to an 84, so he's not happy with what's going on, obviously. These guys are even minuses, but not as bad as the second unit here. Oof, that's not good. Do I look at trading Halmerson or Hronek to try and get somebody of equal value that's not having a rough year, or do I let them try and get out of this funk? I mean, Hronek's only 24. It's a young blue line, and then Halmerson's 34, 28, 30. So I mean, it's a pretty young blue line. DiPietro's not playing super good. Holtby's not playing super good. DiPietro's outplaying him right now. Maybe I need to change the strategies, just like I did in the last season with these different players. So forecheck. Let's make it aggressive. Neutral zone, let's leave it at the blue line. Trap, forecheck, I think that's fine. Offensive pressure, standard is fine. Defensive pressure. Maybe we do shooting on the power play, because we have shooting defensemen. And maybe we switch the second line to overload. No, let's keep it up behind the net. The third line could be behind the net as well. They're just pretty skilled. Maybe overload. And wait, what was, I had a crash the net. The fourth line will do crash the net still. Not super skilled. Oh, you know what? I didn't look at the defensive strategies. The defensive pairing strategies though. Pairing 1, I think, works still. Pairing 2 is the problem, and they're... I'm just trying to think here. They're both two-way defense. Oh no, Hjalmarsson is a defensive, so maybe I'll go a little more towards the hold the line and a little more towards shooting. Just so that they get rid of the puck a little faster and so that they don't jump up in the play too much. Because obviously that's probably part of the problem. Defensive pairing 3 is, they're fine the way they are. Maybe I keep them in the around even, because maybe then they can jump into play a little bit more, because Del Zotto's a skating defenseman, so he can skate, that's fine. Alright, let's just little tweaks. Let's see if that helps. We'll sim this month here. See what happens. Alright, we're getting some wins. I don't know if what I did helped, but we got some wins. Got an OT loss and a loss, and then another win. So, already improved a little this month. Got another win. Just need to get on a bit of a streak to get out of this funk of being 500. Oh, we beat Toronto 8-2. That's pretty good. We beat Montreal 5-2, then lost to Carolina 7-5. Alright, and we're getting lots of trade offers. Don't want any of them. None of them interest me at all. Okay, so we're a little bit above 500, not including those overtime losses, because you get a point, so they kind of have to be their own category. Let's see what the injuries look like, if anybody's recovered at all. PD's still dominating. So it's just JT Miller, and he's coming back, it looks like just after the trade deadline. So it'll be almost like we got a brand new player. Unless he gets hurt again. Oh, he's supposed to be back on the trade deadline. Perfect. You know what? I might end up going past the trade deadline tonight, and we will go straight to the playoffs, and then I'll start the playoffs up the next day, either tomorrow or Wednesday, if we make the playoffs. That's a big if still. Okay. We're losing again. Not good. Come on. No, we're still losing games. This is ridiculous. Can I even afford him? Just making over $1 million. Oh, we got 3 wins in a row going into the trade deadline, so obviously the players are a little scared of being traded away. Matthew Barzal is available? Oh, he wasn't even signed. Yikes. That's brutal. let's take a look. Whoops. Let's take a look at how Hjalmarsson's season is going. Because he's getting paid a lot of money, taking up a lot of cap space. For him to have a bad season is not acceptable. He's still an 84. Yeah. I don't know what to do about that. How's Hronek doing? See, he's got 13 goals. He's putting up points now. Oh, hey, Alex the Great. How's it going? Did you get your stream going? You got your stream fixed? Oh, that's good. Nice, nice. Oh, nice. That's good. I made it to the final in the first year this time around, and we lost to Washington in 5 games. It was brutal, man. And now I'm on the second season, and the team is a 500 team, and I made it better somehow. My mic sounds good. That's good, because I'm not talking super loud, so it's good that it sounds better. Anyways, yeah, this season's going bad. I think it might be a throwaway again, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try and trade Hjalmarsson because he's making too much money for what he's doing, so we'll see what happens. What are those faces? Jeez. Yeah, I know what they are, just they're funny. Okay, let's see what I can do here. Need a left defenseman. Do I just trade for frickin' Nate Schmidt back? Like, what else do I frickin' do here? I could trade for Lindholm. What does he look like? He's having a terrible season too. But he fits on defensive pairing too, so maybe I just trade for him. Maybe I just trade for him. He's got great defensive attributes. Should I do it, Alex? Are you still watching? Should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Okay, I'm gonna do it. I don't even care what I have to give up. This is stupid. This team's playing like crap. We'll see if they take a 4th and a 5th, maybe. Nice. Yeah, have you taken a look at my page? I've been doing making some panels. Just for now, I'm gonna make them better, but we'll see what they do. Did you find the free panels, or are you paying for some subscription panels? Yikes. Oh, text ones. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, let's see. Come on. This has got to do it. Oh, come on. Screw off already. Okay, let's do 4th and... No, you know what? Just take my 2nd for 2023. Nope. Okay, fine. Take my 4th as well then, I guess. Nope. Oh my gosh, this trade is stupid. Yeah, Streamlabs is really good, so yours will look really nice with that. Take my 3rd, I guess, too. There we go, accepted. We finally did it. We finally did it. Oh my gosh. Okay. And now we have a lot more cap space thanks to that. Alright. That's all the moves I'm gonna make because... Fuck. Well, I mean, did a lot of reading. I mean, obviously you're on a really stable computer probably, but apparently if you do 1080p, there's a better chance you have like it cutting out because it's doing more. I have my PlayStation set to 720, I think, because there was like a warning when I chose the higher end one that it wasn't as good. Yeah, it's because you got a computer, you got a PC. The PC will do fine with 1080. You could probably do higher if you could. Oh yeah, that's true. People, yeah. Yeah, like a Mars internet. Amar wouldn't be able to watch your stream because it's 1080p. Okay, let's just get through this. Let's get to hopefully the playoffs. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like we're going to miss the playoffs. In the last season, we played this exact same way, and then we had like a 15-game win streak to make the playoffs and then go to the finals. So I mean, if that happens here, it's gonna be hilarious. We're already winning some, so who knows? No, we're losing. We're screwed. Can't do that 2 years in a row. No way. But we are winning more, so I don't know. If we squeak in, maybe, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, we're not even close. Oh man. Yeah, we could win a couple and get up there, but it looks like we're not gonna make it, so. No, we didn't win that one, so we're definitely not making it now. Oh, we won that one though. Rest in peace. It's not gonna be peaceful, that's for sure. Rest in stress. Okay, we're winning this game. But I don't know if it matters. Wow, they decided to show up for the last game of the season. So surprising. It probably doesn't matter, that's probably why. Let's see, did we make the playoffs? Doesn't look like it. Nope. We missed by 5 points. So, yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. PD had a beast season, so... Yeah, let's do some clubs. Let's do that. I'll be doing 2 streams tomorrow, so I'll try and do a new franchise maybe tomorrow afternoon, and then whenever you come on tomorrow night, we'll do a club stream. Cool. So you heard it here first, folks. Alex the Great and Hockey Hugs will be playing a club game tomorrow night. Unless he decides to bail on me. And we'll just do more losing in franchise mode, I guess. Okay, well, we didn't make the playoffs, so I'm gonna exit out of this. We're gonna stop the stream, and we might take a break from franchise, at least with the Canucks. I might do one with a different team, but I think I need a break from trying to fix Jim Benning's mistakes, because it's driving me mad. We got really close to winning the cup, and lost in 5 to Washington in the finals, so I think we're gonna move on and maybe tomorrow we'll do some hut games, open some packs, and then hopefully with Alex the Great we'll play a club game. So I'll update the schedule for that stuff, and thanks for watching.